Hello everyone, I am Dr. Anil Kolpe, Assistant Professor of Economics, Arihan College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Baudan Budruk, Pune. Today we are going to discuss about the significance of macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is of great theoretical and practical significance. First significance is that to understand the working of an economy, the study of macroeconomics is crucial for understanding the working of the economy. The main economic problem of a country are related to the behavior to total income, total output, employment, and the general price level of the economy. These variables are statistically measurable, thereby facilitating the possibilities of analyzing the effects on the functioning of the economy. For example, the general price level gives us an idea as to whether the economy is facing inflation or recession. Then, second, for understanding the behavior of individual units, the study of macroeconomics is indispensable even for the purpose of building and developing macroeconomics. For example, the law of DMU could not have been formulated unless the experience of masses of individuals had been collected and taken into consideration. Thus, no microeconomic law can be formulated without a pre study of aggregates bearing on it. Then, third one, in national income. The study of macroeconomics is very important for evaluating the overall performance of the economy in terms of national income. With the help of national income data, the level of economic activity can be forecast, that is, it helps in understanding the distribution of income among different groups of people in the economy. Then, next, fourth, to deal with challenging problems. The utility of macroeconomics has greatly increased in recent years as it deals with most of the controversial and challenging issues, namely those of unemployment, inflation, taxation, deficit financing, planning, and economic development. Then, no economist can overlook the study of such problems of the modern economic world. For example, general unemployment is caused by deficiency of effective demand. In order to eradicate it, effective demand should be raised by increasing total investment, total productivity, total income, and consumption. Thus, macroeconomics has special significance in studying the causes, effects, and antidotes of general employment. Then, fifth, in economic growth. The economics of growth is also a study in macroeconomics. It is on the basis of macroeconomics that the resources of capabilities of an economy is evaluated. Then plans for the overall increase in national income, productivity, employment are framed and executed so as to raise the level of fiscal development of the Indian economy as a whole. Then next significance is that to formulate policies for business cycles. Macroeconomics has afforded immense helps to government to formulating and implementing appropriate economic policies. With the knowledge of macroeconomics, the government are now in a better position to control the business cycle, inflation or deflation. Thus, macroeconomics assists governments to achieve uninterrupted economic growth and full employment with the help of suitable economic policies. It can be well said that macroeconomic tools lie at the base of all the present day plans for economic policies and at the base of economic development of underdeveloped countries. Macroeconomics has made valuable contribution in the field of social accounting. Then next, seventh, in monetary problem. Frequent changes in the value of money, inflation or deflation affect the economy adversely. They can be contracted by adopting monetary, fiscal and direct control measures for the economy as a whole. Then eighth, to formulate and execute successfully governmental economic policies. Now, governments intervene actively in economic affairs, and in doing so, governments deal not with individuals but with masses. According to Professor Bolding, modern governments are concerned more with the aggregates and averages the general price level, the general level of production, the general volume of trade than with individual variables. Hence, it is essential to have accurate and reliable statistics of the aggregate variables as the prerequisite for the formulation of sound government policies. Then ninth, to understand accurately the behavior pattern of aggregate variables. It is true that it is difficult to understand the behavior pattern of the aggregates simply by generalizing from the character and behavior of the individual units. With the help of a simple analogy, Professor Boldings has driven home the point aptly, that is, individual variable and aggregate variable differ. He points out that the forest, through an aggregation of trees, does not exhibit the characteristics and behavior of individual trees. It would be misleading attempts if we generalize the behavior pattern of the forest by studying the behavior pattern of individual trees, as there is a clear difference between an individual tree and the forest as a whole. Then, some objectives of macroeconomics. First objective is that sustainability, a rate of growth which allows an increase in living standards without undue structural and environmental difficulties. Economic growth will be studied later on in this book. Then next, second, full employment, where those who are able and willing to have a job can get one, given that there will be a certain amount of frictional, seasonal and structural unemployment. Third, price stability, when prices remain largely stable and there is not rapid inflation or deflation. Price stability is not necessarily the same as zero inflation, but instead steady levels of low moderate inflation is often regarded as ideal. It is worth noting that prices of some goods and services often fall as a result of productivity improvements during periods of inflation, and inflation is only a measure of general price levels. Then fourth, external balance. Equilibrium in the balance of payments without the use of artificial constraints. That is, the value of exports being roughly equal to the value of imports over the long run. Then fifth, equitable distribution of income and wealth. A fair share of the national cake, more equitable than would be in the case of an entirely free market. Like the other economic objectives, the distribution of income is a partly subjective or normative issue. Then 6, increasing productivity. More output per unit of labor per hour. Also, since labor is but one of many inputs to produce goods and services, it could also be described as output per unit of factor inputs per hour. And last, thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium, it means in the balance of payments without the use of artificial constraints, that is export roughly equal to import over the long run. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching my video.